What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Nap Time Podcast. This is the premier podcast you want to listen to while you... Fuck, I fucked that up. Shut up.
Wow.
Hold on.
What? You got it wrong.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna do this again. We gotta get.
You
this
better get it goddamn right.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Nap Time Podcast, the premier podcast you want to listen to while you're making love to your wife, and/or while we're making love to your wife, and/or husband. We don't choose.
We don't judge.
We don't judge. And I'm joined here today by my goth GF, Angela, and my beautiful BBW of a man, Robert Lopez. How are you both doing today?
How's it going, honey?
Existence is pain.
Existence is pain. That's gonna be the name of this podcast. Angela, why are you sad?
How's it going? How's it going, honey?
I don't know, man. I'm so sad.
I understand that.
I hope someone else can just listen to the pain in my voice, because it's just
Sorry.
It's just a cough.
Everything that came that amounts to this episode was just so hectic. What came I don't know, me, I just sat there and stared at like a wall and watched like a funny PewDiePie video. And then apparently you two had fucking Avengers Infinity War happening in your fucking lives 10 minutes before the podcast came. We were supposed to record.
Well, it's been weeks all coming, but you know.
Oh, weeks all culminating on one Friday.
Dude, I just sat down. I was like, all right, let's go. And then gravity decided to say, like, hey, I'm here. And this is what happens if you forget about me.
That's life, my dude. Hell yeah.
Gravity's
That's what happens when you don't respect gravity. You have to respect what it can do.
cruel mistress, gravity.
Gravity, it brings us all down. It makes my depression even stronger.
It brings me down to earth at the moments where I'm like fucking 20 feet above the ground and it's like I'm above a pit of just spikes, man. Come on. It's like I need more pain. I don't understand. You want me to feel something, don't you, life? I could see it in your eyes. Come on. Bring this to me.
Yes, when you least expect it, the cruel reality of life brings you down with its best friend, gravity, and reminds you you're nothing but a bald, fat loser. That's me, everybody.
Hi,
too real.
my name's Alex, and this is my crazy life.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just like, hi, I'm Alex Daly. Just like my sheets, I'm a mess.
Yikes.
Just like my diaper, it's a mess. That's the human baby.
But so how the fuck are you guys doing? The fuck is going on? I haven't talked to you in forever.
Dude, I'm doing alright. It's kind of weird because I haven't I've been drawing and I've been practicing, but without my Cintiq here, it's hard to work on stuff. So I haven't been up to much. I've been learning how to work DaVinci Resolve a little bit better, but I'm just sitting here staring at an empty space where my heart used to be.
Yeah, no, that's pretty relatable. For me, like Alex was describing, about 10 minutes before the podcast, I'll give you a little bit of context. So, and I think everything that I'm about to describe, this story and the reasoning behind everything like that's because of you guys, because we've talked over the past few
because of you
month and a half. No, really, it's your fault. And I'm not kidding. So we've expressed that I've been wanting to kind of start somewhere with music, I guess. I've looked into classes and things like that, and I have some good software. I have a really decent MIDI, and I couldn't really, just in college, I just really didn't have enough time working and then doing classes. So I haven't really messed around with it since then. But I fell into a rabbit hole, and I was looking at home music studios, and I was like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just do it. And so I like did some research, invested into a few different things. I got a pretty decent microphone and a audio interface and like an arm for the mic, and just I'm like ready. And then 10 minutes before we record the podcast, I have my guitar stand next to the desk, and then gravity happened, and now the head is no longer on the guitar, and that is why I'm sad, and its existence is pain.
You lost your damn guitar, man. Are you repairing it?
I'm gonna hit up Guitar Center. I just like, this is all pretty fresh, and I'm just like trying to calm down because it's pretty upsetting. But I'm gonna see if I can hit up Guitar Center and see if I can get it repaired. I don't know what it's gonna be like.
This podcast is a curse. It's an absolute curse.
It is.
Yeah. Thanks for giving me the confidence to climb the mountain. That is my own inhibitions, and then finally when I could just, I'm about to reach the summit and see the horizon, I plummet, I fall, and you guys are responsible for pretty much the demise of my dreams.
Dare you try to touch the sun?
How dare us build you up, Angela? How dare us build you up emotionally?
Your wax wings have melted.
Never gonna do anything remotely adventurous ever again.
The wax being our words of encouragement. Angela reminds me of that child. We're like, you can do it. And he goes out, he gets whacked with a foam bat. He falls down. He's like, ah!
Why?
Why? Why have you forsaken me?
God, why have you forgotten that I exist?
Yeah, no. So that's what's going. It's literally, it's super fresh. That's what happened to me, at least.
Well, it should just be a couple $100, hopefully.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping it's still not the most financially convenient thing.
Oh God, no! Lose an instrument? Hell no.
Yeah, man.
No, it's never fun. Like repairs to tools that you constantly use are actually it's always a pain, especially when you have to like replace it.
Yeah, and I think that's funny that I'm like, because you're waiting on your art tablet too, so like, man, it's not great.
I think so. For like me, it's like it's like a disruption of workflow, right? Because I'm so used to hopping on Photoshop, opening up a file, and then drawing, because that's what I'm most comfortable with.
Yeah.
But I have a backup, because I've been using. I saved up for like a secondary option for the iPad, but the problem is, like your primary device or the primary thing you use it, and like it like kaputs, and you're not used to like the secondary workflow. It slows you down a lot.
Yeah.
That's always a pain. That's what I'm kind of like having a hard time with, because it's like, yeah, I should draw, but like it's not, because I've been filling out my sketchbook, and it's like, oh God.
No, yeah.
I don't feel like drawing. I don't know why. I love drawing on the iPad. I just don't feel like drawing on it. I think Robert gets that feeling except the opposite, right?
Yes. Like, for now, I only mainly use my Wacom whenever I'm drawing with you guys online. Because the iPad, it's just like, I don't know what it is. It's the refresh rate. It's the freaking high quality of the screens, the many pixels that I've been gifted by the digital gods. It's just, and then I go back to my Wacom.
I've heard Wacom.
I normally said Wacom.
Wacom.
Yeah, I've heard Wacom too.
I call it Wacom. It's called Wacom.
I don't know, like,
I don't know what it. I forgot. I looked up why it's called Wacom or what it means. But then I have the object permanence of a baby. So once that word disappeared, I was like, who are these people?
I heard in a video from the professionals who were like introducing a new Wacom. They called it Wacom, and then I was like, or no, they called it Wacom. Again, I forget. They called it Wacom. And then I was like, it's Wacom, you idiots.
It's Wacom, you stupid fucking.
You think just because you work in that you own the product, that you made the product, that you could just call it whatever the fuck you want?
Yeah, just because your CEOs doesn't mean you're fucking literate.
Oh God.
I could imagine you writing that email right now. Dear Wacom.
I spelled all out differently so that they know.
Spelled phonetically.
Phonetically like in a dictionary.
This is the final time I'm coming forward to you idiots. You stupid illiterate cunts. I hope that one day your heart stops breathing and the CEO jumps out the window and hangs himself. Just like the Chinese people did at the Apple factory.
Your hubris has caught up with you, and its name is Robbie the doggy.
Watch your ass and start figuring out what it costs to get you cremated. Your friend, Robbie Lopez. Love, Robbie.
Robbie.
Love, Robbie.
Love, Robbie.
Love,
yeah. I want to do that. If that actor didn't break his freaking ribs doing that, I would have done that.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite clip. Have you seen that iCarly clip where Gibby fucking falls from the ceiling, Angelo?
I believe so.
I think it's on YouTube. It's called Gibby fucking dies. That's a real fall.
Oh my God!
He yells like really loudly, "Gibby!"
Gibby! He plummets. He plummets, and it turns out he shattered his ribs.
Oh my God!
Yeah, dude, that's like my favorite clip.
Oh, he died for his art. I mean, he's still alive, but you know,
his ribs died for his art. Then, damn.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's what you got to do. It's passion for the craft, huh? It's dedication to the bit.
You got to do it for the meme. You got to do it for the gram. You got to do it for those likes. Remember to smash that like button and destroy that subscribe button.
Yeah, and clack that notification bell right now for the Nap Time podcast. Do it.
Wow.
Do it right now, or I swear to Papa John's. I swear to Papa John himself will come to your house. And he will eat your child. He'll make your child to a pizza. Tom Brady will kiss your son.
Wow, we're just talking about a lot of Republicans here.
Is Tom Brady a Republican?
I think I saw him donning a MAGA hat here and there.
Is he? Hold on. That's
I gotta know.
That's my thumbnail. Robert,
I got it.
Right now, Tom Brady's a MAGA hat.
I'm drawing it now. You hear that? I'm drawing it now.
There's one of him. No, it's just photoshops. Tom Brady. I wasn't.
Are you sure?
Tom Brady Republican? Question mark.
Yeah. What is this? I don't want to out Tom Brady's political affiliation.
Tom Brady's had it too good for too long.
There's like a bunch of what was it? At Meat Can, you brought it out. He was kissing his son. He kisses his son on the lips.
He's had it too good for too long.
Some families.
He's had it too good with his son for too long.
Okay.
Tom Brady, bring out your kid.
Did you guys ever? No. No. Speaking of Papa John, did you guys ever see? So he went his. I don't know if you want to call it a career. His public status went into a dissension. Yeah, I guess that's what he did.
Did he come out with a proof? He said there was proof. Did he come out with a proof?
So
proof of what?
We'll see. So I had no idea. Okay, I knew something happened. He said the word that shall not be said.
Yeah, he said the gamer word.
On like a conference call or something, and somehow that call was released.
Yeah.
But
he says it all the time.
Some a-hole, I don't even know what podcaster, but just a very not good dude. Had him on a podcast, and he tried telling the story, and I guess that's where the judgment from me is coming from. But I watched a YouTube video on it. He said that he said someone else said it, but he actually said it. and
he said people forced him.
What?
It was like his whole thing is like his like coworkers like forced him. He made it sound like they had him on gunpoint, but he's like He's like, yeah, they harassed me into saying it, but I've got proof, dog. I've got proof.
Wait, what'd he say?
Yeah, he was like, they forced me to say that word. They forced me to say those words. They forced me to like say that on a call. And he said during that interview, he was like, yeah, judgment's coming. I've got proof. I've eaten 50 pizzas.
What?
He stated he ate like copious amounts of pizzas that people did the math on, like mathematicians and like great philosophers, and pondered upon it. And they're like, and it's just like, you can't eat that much pizza without dying.
I've eaten like 50 Papa John's pizzas.
He's like, I ate like 50 pizzas this week. They don't taste the same. I know my pizza. That's not my pizza. That was his whole spiel. It was like, he's
God.
like, he was having a mental breakdown. That man was shattered. Like he used that Papa John's. He used that pizza grease to make his face super shiny. He looked like a Ken doll. How shiny he
didn't
was.
look good, and I think that picture may be out of context. I couldn't tell you. On the podcast he did, he looked all right. He looked, like
He always looks greasy. He always looks like
everything was. He didn't look greasy in the podcast. I would say he looked well oiled.
Well oiled.
Really well oiled. Like just lathered up by some freaking Greeks.
Yes, like tastefully glistened.
I don't know about tastefully. I don't see as far. Dripped. Looks like he drip dried before he went on stage.
Drizzled.
He looks like a man who ate 50 pizzas. I'm just gonna say that.
He looks well glazed.
Well glazed.
Well,
he said the call's out there and you can listen to it. And okay, like first you shouldn't have said it anyways to begin with, right? Like he's still in the wrong for that. But if I don't know. I don't know what to believe. It's nice to be reminded that he did say I had 50 pizzas.
Yeah, he ate like 50 pizzas. It's insane. But yeah, honestly, like, what did they have on him? First off, what did they have on him? If what he said was true, that he was forced to say that word, what did they have? I'm curious what they had on him that would make him want to say that. That would force him to say that.
I don't know, like.
Because it's got to be worse than it's got to be worse than him like actually saying. He's got to be like.
Wait, was it a specific word? What the fuck did he say?
He said the N-word.
Yeah, he said the N-word.
Like hard R?
Hard R, dude. He said it.
Maybe it's something to do with eating pizzas and the chemistry that it has on affecting your brain.
No, dude, he's just like
Robert. We were working at our pizza joint did not certainly make us say anything we didn't need to say.
I don't know. Sometimes they would force pizza down my throat like so much for like 9 hours straight in the midnights, and I would I just wanted to like die, and I saw demons, and I don't know.
I was so pissed off because every time you were like, "Let's go eat at Pizza 9," and you got the same fucking pizza every time, and there was no walk around. Like you were no compromise. You're like, we have to get this pizza or else we can't be friends.
Wait, who?
Exactly.
You and Robert?
Yeah, it was like this shitty pizza with spaghetti on it.
Damn right.
Robert, you put spaghetti on it?
You worked there. You've never had that pizza?
I never had. They put spaghetti on a pizza?
Yeah, that's what.
I left.
That was the big conversation around the water cooler over there.
Holy shit!
They're like, man, you gotta try this pizza. Some customer ordered it, and we said no, we can't do that, and he said no, just do it. So when they make the pizza, they make it regularly, but they put fucking the spaghetti, and they cut the meatballs in half, and they just slather it over the pizza, and then they put the cheese on top, and they send it through the oven.
The oven, yeah.
You know what makes me mad?
What
makes me mad is like, okay, so I don't like restaurant spaghetti. I don't know what they do. I don't know why they fuck it up.
I don't even like.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't speak, and like the pizza place I did. I'm sorry. Like I'll like, and I'm gonna go into a very detailed description as to what things I do like from them, but the pasta was just unbelievably like suboptimal. Just
why is it so hard? Why is it so fucking hard?
Since
to
we're not
make pasta?
since we're not naming names, the pasta that we had, it was frozen. It was pre-cooked frozen pasta, and you drop it into the boiler and then take it out.
Yuck.
Yeah, dude, it's not good. It's not a good thing.
No, it wasn't.
It's like what was it, Mr. Beast Burger? Where they were coming out with like their patties were raw, and I was like, that's a smash burger. You can't fuck that up.
A smash burger, correct me if I'm wrong, you just smash the patty to create more surface area, right?
Yeah, it's cooked in 2 seconds. It's like paper thin. I was like, you can't fuck that up.
And theirs were coming up raw?
Yeah, they were coming up raw, and I was like, what do you have the stove off? What are you fucking doing? You have to have the stove off to fuck it up like that.
For a smash burger, you gotta have the stove ripping hot, and you just smash it down, give it like
crispy.
15 seconds, flip it over, press it, like you don't even press it down again, you just fucking flip it over, and then you're fucking good.
Yeah, you flip it.
Rad.
And it's like it blows my mind sometimes when I watch people do this, and I'm like, how do you fuck that up? It reminds me of that Gordon Ramsay clip where they're like, where he's just like, "What's up, madam?" And he's like, my steak's not cooked right." And they're like, "What did you want it? Well done." And he walks back and he's like, "You guys know what fucking well done means? It means burnt. How do you fuck up a burnt steak?" And then he like threw it in the trash, and then he's like, "Do it again."
Oh my god. No. Robert, like, so I left. I stopped. I had to leave for college. So I might have I definitely missed the spaghetti pizza. But one of the most abhorrent things I've ever put to order was a calzone with literally every single topping we had. Like olives, both green and black. The only thing I think it was missing was anchovies. The guy did shrimp, the sausage, pepperoni, cheese, all of the vegetables, just all of them, both red and
pineapple too?
onions, like all the peppers. Like what got me was the shrimp. That's what really put me. I was just like,
You had shrimp there?
yeah, we had shrimp there.
You know what? I miss anchovies. I kind of want more anchovies.
Me too. But no, that sounds horrifying.
No, it was
But you know
awful.
what I also gotta say? We haven't tried it.
It was a $30. I mean, the reason why you don't tried it, it was a $30 calzone.
Well, when you're smoking the weed, you're smoking the ganja, and you just want to eat like a lot of crazy stuff. Yeah, that's cool. But guess what? In the town that we were at, some people were on meth, and they wanted to try everything. You gotta let them do that, man.
You know what? There's one time I remember we got pizza there, and I think that's one time we stuck out. We went to my house, and I remember my dog had escaped, and you're the only human being my dog is deathly afraid of, Rob.
Yeah.
I literally picked him up. I was like, "Here, hold him," and he looked at me. I saw the fear in that dog's eyes. It was a fear of something greater than any boogeyman, than any creature that could exist on this planet. He looked you right in the eyes, and he saw death, and he flailed.
It's like he met God, but God was not his God.
It's like
The memories I have of your dog are like he was high on life all the time. Just a happy, maybe not the brightest pup, but he was cute, and that's saying a lot. If Robert
Maybe it was me.
the soul from him,
Maybe it was me, but the only memories I have of that dog is that dog seizing out.
what were they?
Sometimes literally.
Yeah! He had seizures near the end of his life. I forgot about that.
Well, he seemed like he was having a seizure like early on too. He shook. Maybe it was me.
Yeah,
Robert, what did you do?
So when we were young lads and we first became friends, and he came over to my house one day, my dog was eating food. He was crunching. Me and Robert were talking.
Doing a munch.
My dog was doing a munch. He was having a good old meal, and Robert saw the anger built up within him to a boiling point. To that point, he flips around and he screams, "What the fuck are you eating?" And then and then my dog just runs. he bails, and I'm like, Robbie, he's eating. He's like, and then after that, Bob, no matter what, he did not come near that food dish. He was deathly afraid. He looked around. He was like he was crossing the street. He was looking both ways. He was checking everywhere for you. If he even heard your doofy giggle from your signature laugh from a mile away, that dog did.
So that was how it began. Rob, do you believe in karmic justice? Because I don't. Whatever shit's happened to you from then till now, it's the bill is still not paid.
No. Okay, so
are you serious right now?
It was complete habit. It was complete habit. When my dogs eat outside, so if we hear them eating something, we turn around and I did not go the crazy amount that Dalen says that I did. I turned around and I was like, "What are you eating?"
You said
and the dog ran away.
There was a fuck in there. There was a fuck in there. Hands down.
Because I cussed a lot. Dogs don't know words. Okay, he didn't know I was using like a derogatory what the fuck.
You slammed that chair and there was hate in your eyes.
There's certain things you just don't do in this life, right? Backseat driving, telling other people how to raise their kids. But at the top of that list, Robert, disciplining other people's dogs. That's so...
Well, you know what? Someone should have raised you.
It's outrageous.
Someone should have raised your dog better. I'm sorry he had seizures, Alex.
Oh my God. Now the world is falling apart around me.
It was terrible because I think it was like the first time I saw him, I thought he was doing a trick. I looked up and like his eyes were dilated. His paws. I thought it was like he was trying to walk. I don't know what. I was so dumb. He was like his paws were over his head.
Well, he stood up on his hind legs.
He just stood up on his hind legs and he's walking towards me and breathing real hard. And I'm like, what is he doing? And then I was like, oh, that's so cute. I was like, wait a second. Oh, he's fucking having a seizure.
Oh my God, on his hind legs?
Yeah, his paws like went up in the back of his head. His eyes dilated. He's went.
No.
And then I was like, oh my God.
No.
Yeah, it's terrible. I was surprised. I had no idea what the hell brought that on.
Dude, it's just fucking age. For Chihuahuas, they're so inbred. Holy shit. You're not supposed to be able to fit a brain that big. That's in that little tiny head. That's why their eyes are popping out.
You also don't shout at any small animal while it's just having a meal. Just a casual.
Don't you tell me how to raise my friends' children's dogs.
I'm so pissed. I will never forgive you.
Oh, yeah, speaking of small animals, Robert, like the fuck, I was playing a game that Robert would actually really like.
What?
It's called. It's not. You don't fuck the animals, but I guess what it is.
Wait, I fuck animals? What?
No, it's not. It's not about fucking animals.
Okay. All right. Okay. Maybe later we're gonna talk about that off the podcast.
I'll send you a link.
Yeah, I know you will.
It's called Beacon Pines. I just backed to the Kickstarter. It's adorable.
Pines.
I'm gonna send you the link. I'm gonna send you the link through Zencaster. You guys can check it out. It's I played through the demo. I bought the game, so now I bought the edition where you get the whole soundtrack and the art book, and the soundtrack slaps. Played it on stream. Loved it.
Oh my God, it's so adorable.
It's amazing. It's a very good game. I thought it was very fun. The Kickstarter is on there. I might link it on the podcast episode because I think it's a game that definitely should be supported because it's fantastic.
The art is holy fuck.
It's fantastic.
Is it like Nintendogs?
No, it's a visual novel.
It kind of reminds me of, what was that other game that you recommended? You bought it for me, I think. It was that like Through the Woods or something.
Oh, Night in the Woods.
Night in the Woods, yeah.
It's similar to that. I've been playing Night in the Woods actually on stream. Night in the Woods is one of my I love indie games so much. I love it. I love indie games. There's so much good stuff.
Did I mention, this might have been on one of the episodes, but I think I mentioned like I have a kind of a problem with new things, like new games.
Yeah, you told us.
Maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
And so part of that too, I have this really big problem with AAA titles, in the sense that I think I was spoiled all my life, and I really only play things that are AAA. I really can't think of an indie game I've ever played, if I'm being honest.
You know what?
I think that's a huge problem.
It is. It's a huge shame because there's so many good things out there. Honestly.
Oh my god. I really want you guys to check this out, actually.
Send it. Hell yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll probably have to do it after cast. But God, it was like probably 2018, maybe? It's been in production for a long time. They were supposed to release like a year after, and they keep pushing it out a year, and it really sucks. So I was watching, what's that? A big Xbox event or Microsoft event where they kind of just like release new titles and announce things.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Tell us.
It's I don't know, but
I don't know. I don't.
No, it was like a con, like a game con, where like.
Gamescom? You talking about like E3?
Oh shit! Yes, thank you. E3, oh my god, E3, and it was Xbox's convention, right? During E3, and so I'm like sitting there, I'm watching a few titles. This was the year Halo Infinite was first announced. And I was also really excited for Forza Motorsports. I play racing games a lot, and the big thing that year was Xbox was really committing to a lot of indie developers, and
I loved that too.
Yeah, no, it was awesome, and like so many of the games were like, and I was just watching trailer after trailer. I'm like, wow, like that sounds really sweet. Like a lot of these look really cool, and I think it had been 2018 at this point. So I'm like sitting there, and a trailer starts, and what catches my attention is the song that's going on in the background, or like for the music, and then I because like I think it was like watching on my phone, doing something else, and I was like, okay, I'll watch this, and the art style is just unbelievably breathtaking, and I'm like, I really like this song.
What's the name of the game?
It's called Sable. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. I think
sounds so familiar.
Yeah, Sable. Yeah, you probably pull up some screen images. I want to say Shedworks is the developer. I could be wrong.
Yes.
Shedworks. Yeah, I follow him on Twitter just for updates. Like, I think I pre-ordered it on Steam. Like, it's supposed to be a coming of age story. Oh, man, it looks so cool. Like the art direction they take on it is, and it's a very small team. So cool. But I'm like, oh, that sounds great. And I'm like, man, I got to find out what song this was. And I was kind of upset that I couldn't like Google it because I was watching it live. And then at the end, it was like Music's Glider by Japanese Breakfast. And I'm like, holy shit. The Japanese Breakfast is my favorite band. I had the privilege to go see them live that year. Yeah. Or I think the year before. Like one of my favorite bands. I'm just obsessed. I'm like I'm looking at the record Soft Sounds from Another Planet right now, like my bookcase. Like I love that band so much, and I'm like, holy wait, how did they get and I was like, how did they get this song? And I've never heard that song before, so it was new. And she's actually just doing the entire soundtrack for the entire game. It was just this weird full circle moment. And then yeah, sorry, I got a little off tangent. It's such a cool story, but on the subject of indie games, I've been waiting to play that one for so long.
Yeah, I love talking about that kind of stuff because I that's why I say it's like a shame more people don't play like more indie games, because a lot of people play AAA games because it's so fantastic, the resources that are available nowadays. It's so easy and accessible to make a game, and it's so it allows for so many more creative people to make something. I love it. It's some of my most impactful experiences in these last few years have been like indie games, just fantastically well executed indie games with just passionate people, hard at work. Because one of the things that I always talk about, especially in like the art industry, in for video games, is there's not a lot of room to do anything weird. There's not a lot of room to do anything different, and that's kind of just what I like about especially indie games nowadays. They're getting more support, they're getting more mainstream, and just people are just pouring out these fantastic projects. I mean,
yeah, dude. And then and like you were saying, like things exist now, like backing the what's it called, the crowdfunding. What am I trying to say?
Kickstarter,
yeah, crowdfunding, like Kickstarter, Patreon. Yeah, like that's become more popular and a more normalized way to support people too, and so I think that is really good. I'm more interested in why, if we want to take a look at like why is it that, you know, at least for me, if we could just put that in a nutshell, like why is it that I don't play those indie games? I guess
they're a huge turnoff, because it's like it's very hard to get into indie games, because you have that feeling that you're gonna waste time playing it. Like you feel like for me, it's like I have that thing too, where it's like there's this new thing, and I'm like, I kind of want to play it, but I feel like I'm just gonna waste like 3 hours of my time.
Yeah.
But I mean, but it's just like, you know, sometimes you just want to sit down, because there's like, I mean, if you want, I can always just recommend games that are just guaranteed good.
Fair. Well, so here's the thing. I'm thinking about it, and like and I maybe it's sad, but I feel like any game I've been really into, like for example, like Dark Souls or Destiny, like they all came from like recommendations from a friend.
Yeah.
And so maybe I just, I'm not, maybe a lot of my friends just don't, and I'll take recommendations for a lot of things too from a lot of good people. And so maybe I should just ask more often. Well, speaking of indie games, like I think I'm gonna download Breath of the Wilds.
Breath of the Wild?
Yeah.
Heck yeah, that's a fun one. I love it.
It's not an indie game.
Hey, Nintendo is a small corporation.
you fake sack of shit.
So, okay, before Animal Crossing got its notoriety, was that considered an indie studio that developed it?
No.
It had a following, no?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like founded by Nintendo.
Oh, okay. All right.
Anything that's kind of bad, I guess, like there's games that can become AAA. Indie games can become AAA if they're picked up A, by a large publisher, or, you know, B, they're collaborating with a larger studio, I guess. Depending on, there's different definitions of what dictates an indie game. I think you know, Animal Crossing is definitely not. Harvest, because I think they're the same company that made Harvest Moon, if I'm not mistaken.
Love Harvest Moon. I have a GBA game for Harvest Moon. Maybe that's the kind of therapy I need, is just a playthrough for Harvest Moon.
No, what was it? What's coming out soon is what was it? Young Souls, Beacon Pines. Young Souls, I'm kind of hyped about, because what was it?
Young Souls.
Yeah, that French artist that you always talk about, Rob. That
David Houghton?
Yeah. I follow him on Twitter, and he did fan art of it, because he's like hyped for it. And I was like, that's because he did some character design fan art for it, and I was like, dude, that's fucking hype.
Dude, yeah, I could see his fucking shit in here. What?
It's a good looking game. I'm kind of excited. I wanted to do that and River City Girls. I'm kind of excited about River City Girls, but
What is Young Souls? Is that an indie game?
It is an indie game. It is by 1P2P.
What's 1P2P?
1P2P. That's the name of the studio.
Oh. What is this, an RTS?
It is a beat 'em up. It is a 2-player beat 'em up RPG.
Oh, it looks good.
Yeah, I'm kind of hyped. I love the colors. I always love like pinks and blues. More neon.
It has that Trix yogurt vibe, pink and blue. Cotton candy, Trix yogurt. That's what I always think about whenever I see this shit.
I always think like, actually, that's probably the best analogy I've heard for that colors.
Trix yogurt.
I think
I love the Trix yogurt vibe.
It's got that yogurt vibe.
I can taste it right now in my tongue.
I'll very seldomly think of Trix as a vibe.
I ate it so much. I think that is my main vibe.
Night in the Woods gives me that vibe too.
Oh, it does. It really does, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's got that tricky vibe. Well, I'm gonna start using that now.
Oh, but guess what, guys? Fucking I said
Wet.
fuck it, and I bought a VR headset, and then I bought a whole bunch of games.
You bought a VR headset?
Yes, sir.
How is it?
I don't know. It's got a. I checked all around today, trying to find one in town, but they were all sold out. So I got it on Amazon, and it's gonna be coming Monday. It was supposed to be here like
Which
tomorrow, but you know.
what
You gotta let me play
what
on.
kind of tech? What kind of what brand? Like
The Oculus Rift S, which
Ooh.
is just the cheaper one.
yeah.
Like it's supposed to be good, but it's
Mhm.
not the school that I'm at has the Dalen, what is it? It's the really expensive one that costs like $1,200.
I didn't think they had that. I thought they just had a regular Oculus.
It might have been an Oculus. I know that they use sensor bars.
They had, yeah, that's an Oculus. That's an older Oculus. The new ones don't really have that many sensors anymore.
Oh, okay.
They have an older one, but they spent like a bunch on like gaming rigs, and they could have just used that for editing, because those gaming computers edit better than any of the Macs they have at the school.
They do.
It makes me so mad why people like.
I've tried talking to them. I've literally had sit-down conversations with them, and they do this really patronizing thing, which is like, "That's a very good idea, Robert. It's a nice thing. So anyway, I need you to go sweep the understairs so that we can get ready for the thing."
Why don't you go clean up, you little piggy? Oink, oink, little piggy.
It was this guy from Germany, and he just was like so patronizing. He was like, "That's a very good idea. You students need to have ideas. It's good. One day you go out, you do things."
And then like
So anyway, you have a good day, Robert.
and then as soon as you leave, he's like, they're like, shit, they're starting to have free thought.
I think that's honestly one of his main thoughts was like, they're trying to take my job.
Well, you know, that's what I noticed. Like, you know, like there's like a weird hierarchy of intelligence. I don't know about like for other college degrees, but like from what I've seen from like my degree and like cinematic artists, they tend to size you up.
Cinematics does that incredibly so. They are so yes.
Like it's like a fucking prison fight. Like they're just looking at you and scoping you out and then seeing if they have to take you down or not.
Wait, like
Yeah.
the faculty or the students?
Both.
Oh my god!
Jinx, both.
Both. But okay, like they're trying to see if you're like a threat. Like,
Yes. Well, kind of. Sometimes. Usually.
That's
And then like, yeah, then like they berate you. I've had like a couple people do that to me where I like ask a question, but yeah. That's a funny thing to say, huh? Anyways,
what?
Yes. That is the cinematics department especially. You and I have had like huge talks about this. Yeah.
What? I can't.
I think it's like just the art people in general, and especially Santa Fe, because Santa Fe is very bougie. It breeds those type of people. It loves those type of people.
well, it's so for me, it's because it's it's like fine arts tends to do that. Fine arts tends to do that because it's a more competitive I tend to see that in competitive atmospheres where they'll size you up because 'Cause I think it's like it's a thing about the ego where you look
Right.
at somebody and you because it's like I'm pretty because like you look at someone who wants the same job as you and you look at then you got to size them up. Be like, yeah, no, they're not gonna get it.
Jeez.
It's
Yeah.
terrible.
Alex, do you remember our senior trip to Philly?
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm about to say?
where I choked on the meatball.
What?
Dude, so many things. I don't even remember that. You became a cult leader overnight
Oh yeah,
on my 18th birthday while we were on uh, a riverboat.
I forgot you were legally able to buy porn and cigarettes. The world was your oyster that day.
Wait,
I didn't even get carded. And I didn't buy. Okay, hold on. I should really get some context. I bought a lottery ticket, ladies and gentlemen, not not porn or cigarettes, and I didn't even get carded. Yeah, I turned 18 on that trip. Okay, so remember when we went on a tour of the is it a art history museum at Philly? Well, I can't remember the name of that museum.
Oh, was
I
it?
remember you talking
Which
about
part
that,
was
yeah.
that?
It was the one with the big steps and the Rocky
Yeah,
statues outside.
I remember that. What event are you pointing
Okay.
out? Where?
Okay, so this is one of my fondest memories. I hope it comes back to you, man. So do you remember that guide? She was a volunteer, a seemingly like nice older lady, 50s or 60s. Just had wore a really cool scarf. You could tell it was handmade.
Yeah, it was next.
Okay. And she said, and this is where I first got like exposed to the little nuances of an Eastern accent. And she, instead of saying water, she'd say water and things like that. It was so
Water.
rad. But do you
Water.
remember? So I can't remember the name of the artist, but he had a few pieces there, and she was just and she was a volunteer, right? And so I imagine she knew what she was talking about for the most part. But she was just sizing up this artist who did this huge. It was, gosh, like I can't even like put into words how large this painting was. And Alex, at the time, he like the artist had another painting, and then you made a comment about how the other painting that this artist did, which was at a later point in his life, looked a lot better than the one. And then she stopped and she scoffed and she was like, "Wait, you think that one's better?" And you're like, "Yeah, you could totally tell his this artist's like experience with mediums."
I remember that. Yeah,
yeah, and you were like, and she was so offended that you would even comment or have any kind of commentary.
Yes, they get offended by your opinion.
Well, it's like the subjectivity. Art is so subjective in so many cases. I remember it was Andrew Eakins.
Oh my god!
It was Andrew Eakins. I thought it was Andrew Wyeth for a second. I genuinely thought it was Andrew Wyeth, but it was actually early. It was early in American history. It was like
yes.
Yeah, he was a fantastic oil painter. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, I fucking remember that. She kind of it was kind of how she blew me off. Was kind of what made me kind of bummed out.
Yeah, like, and like I just like looked at her like, oh, we're just kids, like we're just talking about it.
That's
But,
the best
like,
response.
Like it was at the same time like pretty like just like, okay, like you calm down please if you could. But also it was just really funny that how she just flipped the switch and just like it's like, you think this is better?
I believe the comparison was either the Agnew Clinic, the portrait of Dr. Samuel D. Gross, or what was the third one?
I can't remember the one that she was talking about, but it was a very famous one. And I think she said it was on loan.
It was one of the two.
It was the one that they had was, I believe it was, they were in like an operating theater or something.
Yeah, that's
for a medical school, I want to say.
That's the one I was looking at. It's the first one is either the portrait or the Agnew Clinic, one of the two. I believe it was two of them because I remember clearly. I think the pink cloth was like lazily. It was like lazily the one he did. He didn't have like enough patience, so he like. Okay, so looking back, it was kind of like cringy of me to like interrupt her because she was a professional and I should have respected that.
She's a volunteer. Let's just say that.
She was a volunteer docent, and I should
throwing shade.
I should have respected that.
No, I don't. Like, you were coming from a place of disrespect at all from what I recall, dude. Like you were, I swear, like she didn't really give us an opportunity to speak out or ask any questions or like that. I think she must have given us some sort of forum for you to speak out, and then you had a comment. And I wish I knew exactly the order in which this unfolded, but I don't remember you being disrespectful at all. But I remember an adult should not match any sort of, like negative recourse. Like
it sounds like she just had an incredibly condescending opinion. Like
she did. She was a little condescending on that statement. So
yeah.
So I had like a little bit of an issue with it. I was kind of rubbed the wrong way about it, but I was like, it's whatever.
Like have a fucking conversation. Don't just blow someone off.
Yeah.
It was fine. Like it was totally like fine. I do remember that. I thought it was like different. I thought there was something. I forgot what else we did in that museum, but I do remember that one clearly.
It's just like okay. I wish I had a better understanding of what I'd seen, because I feel like I thank you for reminding me of that painting. I just looked at a picture and nostalgia, memories, and everything. On that trip, I took a lot of pictures, but we weren't allowed to take pictures, for fairies and right, really good reason. Man, I just wish we seen a Monet, right?
We did see it. I believe the pronunciation is Manet, but
no, there's Monet and Manet.
There's Monet and Manet. So
yeah. So did we see a Manet?
No.
And we've seen some Picasso.
I think we saw Monet.
Okay, cool. All right.
Oh, we did see a Picasso, actually.
We did see a Picasso.
What the fuck? Where was I during all of this?
You were not in
orchestra.
I was not in your orchestra.
Yeah.
You can bring a sketchbook to those museums. That's what I always liked about those museums. I wish we had cooler museums here.
Yeah.
I've never been to Santa Fe, so I see. Here's the thing too. The New Mexico, I always say whenever I talk about New Mexico, in any context, I'll be like, the only good thing about New Mexico is X. But
green chili,
right? And green chili is usually what I'll say. But like Southwestern art is beautiful and unique and quite wonderful, and I think that I've certainly taken it for granted.
No, it's fantastic. I mean, we got plenty of fantastic artists.
George R. Martin.
George R. Martin. Yeah, he lives in Santa Fe.
I know he
does. George O'Keeffe. What I was gonna say.
Yeah, we had him come right by the school. George R. Martin. I didn't really care about his stuff, but fuck, I should have gone and seen him. He was right there over in the new building.
I'm glad I wasn't there. I would have fought him.
Yeah, a lot of people say that now.
You son of a bitch. Stephen King can write like a chapter a day. What are you doing?
Did you ever see that podcast between them? That interview he had?
No way. There's a podcast between them?
I'm so mad. They had a conversation with each other, and I didn't ever watch it, but I know the subject is like George R. R. Martin's like, how do you write?
Yeah, he was so pissed off. He looked at him and was like, I got one question for you. How the fuck do you write so fast? He was so pissed off. I loved it. Everybody laughed.
Stephen King's just like, oh man.
He's like, I just did it. Just do it.
He did give a routine. I think he said like, I'll write a chapter a day. Like
he writes like a page a day.
Or a page a day or something like that. I couldn't say, but how could you write a page a day? I don't know. Hey, I am not questioning, and even in George R. R. Martin's case, neither of their approaches to their craft, because
I mean, yeah, they're both millionaires, so
they are contemporary
geniuses.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
nothing short of the word.
I don't know. I think I could write more than them.
I'm good at that. I'm gonna write the next Game of Thrones, and I'm gonna call it Game of Rob.
Game of Rob. Have you seen My Little Pony fan fiction?
Oh, I just watched the new My Little Pony movie today with fucking my brother. I walked in, my brother was walking it. I didn't know Sia was in there. I didn't know Sia.
Yeah,
was
dude, she has a pony Sona.
She has a pony.
Or whatever the fuck they call it.
Yeah, and there was that what was that one pony named Tempest, that unicorn, and like her real name was like I forgot what, Tropic Berry Slush.
Oh yeah, that was so freaking adorable.
Sounds like a wonderful cocktail.
It was like her original name was like Dark Harvest or something. Then she was like, actually, my real name's Tropic Berry Slush.
Tropic Berry Slush. Sounds like a fucking taco. I was like,
it was real life.
Well, I don't think
just the pony.
Man, dude,
Just the pony.
I don't. You know, it's not a bad show. I always like those shows.
No,
Yeah.
any episode that I did watch, like with my cousin, like it was like the humor was comedic. I don't think necessarily some of the subject matter wasn't necessarily for my age group at the time, but I could totally see the appeal.
Yeah.
So for me, it was a child's show. It was like, I don't like saying that about any show because it has such negative connotations, but it was geared towards young little girls. But the only thing that I think that everyone loved about it, especially for me back in high school and with my friend group, the Bronies, is that I remember, if you guys remember him. Yes.
Oh,
and he showed me.
Thank you.
Shout.
I'll bleep it.
We're gonna find him.
All right.
I still gotta talk to that fucker sometime.
He's responsible for a lot of my interest. I continue today. He was a good guy.
He did not sell me on anything. Listen, I was not. There's points I was not a fan. Oh my god.
He was very opinionated. He was very angry.
Yes.
Dalen, he's a lot like you and me.
To be fair, listen, there's a reason I didn't give a lot of that stuff a try. Listen, I'm sorry guys. I judge a book by a cover. When somebody walks up to me and they're saying like, "Hey, watch this," I'm like thinking this is probably a formative experience. And like if you want to sell something to me, you got to either be wearing a suit or you got to at least smell nice.
Oh.
No, but like the people I was.
You were just
continue.
Scorching the earth right now. Holy.
I was like, you know that whole cartoon trope where you're just like, yeah, I started doing X and look at me now, and then it like zooms into this hyper realistic thing of like all these weird like wrinkles and like bees and shit like swarming or flies and shit swarming around me. That's what happened with him.
Okay, I understand. Okay, but so I got to say one thing.
In his defense, his shower was down a lot.
I'm not going to defend him on that shit. We also had gym
class together. Like, PE's not optional.
His hygiene was poor.
Yeah, well,
I guess I do agree, but I don't want to agree. I don't. Yikes.
Well, look, man.
I feel so awful.
No, I'm sorry. It's just with like the thing is it's hard to sell me, but like it's also easy at the same time. Like if a Wolf on Wall Street man came up right now and told me that getting lobotomy is the best option that I could ever do in my life, I would probably do it.
I'm not gonna lie, I'd be the same way. I'm Robbie the Sheep, man.
Yeah, they're just like, hey, what's up? How's it going, man? I like your shirt. I'm like, oh, thank you. Yeah. You ever thought about getting a lobotomy? What's your IQ? Like, what, 175? It's like, well, no.
Let me buy you lunch. Come on.
Well, I mean, I never checked. It sounds like 175. Let's go ahead and check here. We can talk about lobotomy. Here's my card. All right, when do I sign up?
Okay. High key, the two big things he introduced to me, like he was my gateway into cardboard crack. And he introduced us to Yu-Gi-Oh! And so that was kind of rad. And then eventually,
he was the guy who got me into Magic, actually.
Right. I don't think he played Magic. He only played Yu-Gi-Oh!
He played Magic and I clapped him really hard, and then he quit.
Yeah, he only just started playing because I think he ran into Dalen, and Dalen said something about Magic, and then Trevor ran to me, and Trevor was like, You ever try Magic? And I went and I stole a bunch of cards.
From him?
I stole a bunch of cards from a store.
All right, clapped is a little too much.
You did. You clapped him, and eventually he quit playing Magic.
Wait, why would you steal cards?
Because I was an edgy little high schooler, and I was like, oh man, fuck the system. They don't know what this school's about. They don't know what I am. I'm a gangster.
He was a rebel without a cause. He was a grabby little boy. He
Yeah.
had grabby little fingers.
The profit margins for card stores are...
Not from card stores, from
Oh,
Walmart.
that was like a
from
Walmart. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, shit.
Eat the
You
rich.
can't pin anything on me. Dives out a window.
I love. I know this. I don't know if we should keep.
Um,
I love how you describe the stories. You got the cards, and then Trevor was like, "Okay, let me see what you got," and then you started pulling stuff out, and you didn't stop.
Yeah, I didn't know what to grab. So the thing is, there were so many different sets. I didn't know which one I was supposed to grab because I didn't know how cards worked. He said, and he encouraged me to steal them because he was like, yeah, steal me some too. So I go into the freaking store.
You're a patsy.
And yeah, I was a patsy. So I'm like, oh shit. And what was there? There was like, at least, because Walmart has really old sets too, if you ever go to a Walmart for Magic cards. So I got like one of each. And then I also got Planes Chase. I got like 3 different commander decks. I got 2 starter decks. So yeah, I go back to the car, and he's like, "Did you get the cards, man?" And I was like, "Bro, I got it. We're gonna be looking cool at high school tomorrow." And then I pull out like 5 packs, and he was like, "Hell yeah, man!" He was like, "Wait," and then I pull out 2 starter decks, and he's like, "Dude, that's perfect. That's all we need." And I was like, "Wait." Another starter deck, more packs, a freaking whole several commander decks, which are huge. And he was like, "Robert, what the fuck? This had to be so much money." And I was like, I didn't know. I started freaking out. I was like, I grabbed what I could. I kept tossing out pack after pack.
Oh my
I was
god!
like, shit, we gotta get out of here.
And then he came. And then was it the next day? He came up to me. He was like, "Oh, guess what, punk? I got cards. We're gonna go play in the library."
Yeah. Yes.
I hated that. You know what? It took me a while to figure out how the fuck you operate, Rob. You're because you were such a. I remember because it was like whenever there's a card I want, you were very good at keeping a nonchalant, like, no, thank you, no, thank you, I'm good, man.
Yeah,
And
man.
then I realized you wanted the card just as much as me. And I was like, you were really good at that. You had a really good like.
Okay, so my family taught me way early on because my family used to do a yearly, the whole family get together and they do yearly yard sales. You don't fucking let someone know. You don't show any facial features, anything that you're like. If they offer you like $20 for like a dirty old grimy pair of shoes, you don't go like, oh sure. No, because they'll be like, wait, actually, like, maybe just $10. No, you go like, is 20 the best you could do, man? Nah, well, no, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thanks, man.
Business elsewhere. You fucked me, dude. You got a lot of cards that way. No, I got a lot of people that I don't know how the fuck I did it.
Holy shit, you could have
guys
gone
have
pro.
vastly
honestly.
shifted my perception of like, I'm like trying to remember like what happened, what's going on, what was this person I thought was my friend.
He's a good dude.
He's a good dude.
He's a decent dude.
He was nice to hang out with. He had really strong opinions and get pissed very easily if you disagreed or had
Very
some
much.
sort of things. Fair, right?
I
But
used to. That was me too.
not to this extent. Like, I mean, you had something called empathy. Like, maybe. Robert, no.
Sure.
Okay, Robert hung out with me the most. He knows that I'm a fucking. I was a stubborn.
No,
He had more empathy than Trevor by far. I'll agree on that.
Yeah, okay, but like, what in the hell?
No, he was a good dude. He was just we all have this.
So my experience with him and Magic. So he also got me. He suggested Attack on Titan. And that's how I started anime. But, like,
magic all starts with me, man. I'm the fucking root of that.
we started
Yeah.
playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and then people were playing Magic later, and I was like, oh, have you ever played Magic? And he's like, no, it's a dumb game, or something like that, to that effect. You have very strong feelings about it. And now I know why, because you just wiped him off the face of the earth.
It's like set up the Shadow Realm.
Yeah.
I had a little ego, dude. I had such a fat ego.
You did. You walked in big dick energy in that place. And I remember that's how we fucking became friends. Is like Trevor got pissed, he walked away, and I was like, no. I'm gonna keep playing this fuck. And then eventually I got tuckered out, and you were like going ham, just fucking getting top 10 and against like fully grown men in
That shit was
tournaments.
meth. That was meth. I have an addiction. It's the same thing with like League.
I remember you popped cards at like a special, not those special event boxes, the extra ones left over, and you popped cards and you sold. And I'd say you had about like 10 boxes, which equated to about $300.
Yeah. I was such a gambler, dude, because I was like, give me these boxes, and then I got like rares out of there. It's like a foil It was when Theros came out. I got a foil Perforos, and you're like, that's enough for another box. And then like I rolled another one. It was like, that's enough for another box. And I got like 3 or 4 boxes.
You played the booster box game before the booster box game was a game?
I played the shit out of that game.
Dude, he owned the game. He made the game.
I remember one time I got like, I think it was like it was when Brimaz.
Yeah.
Brimaz was like a $40 card.
Yeah, I know it. I think it was like 25 or 20 something. I kept getting cards. I kept doing that.
It's intense.
I did. I was a gambler. That shit was like meth, dude. I swear to God, it's a good thing I stopped. I'm the same thing with League.
Magic was crazy addicting.
Yeah.
But no, so I need to defend one thing about her is and the fact that like I watch My Little Pony is yes. So when I first started watching it, Trevor said, "Watch this. You're a freak if you don't watch this." And it was a show about ponies, about little ponies. It was a little girl show. And I said, "What the fuck are you bringing this to me?" And eventually he broke me down and he said, "Are you like homophobic or something?" And then I started looking at it and I was like,
"Oh my God, he manipulated you."
Okay, yes.
That's actually not great.
No. I'm not defending him. I'm defending my choice to watch the show. So I started looking at it. I started looking at it more and more, and I was like, wait, why the fuck am I afraid to watch this show?
Oh my God.
And then I said to myself, it's because it's a show for little girls. And I said, why is it a show for little girls? It's just a show. And I would say that show opened up so much shit for me where I don't dislike people for liking what they like, or I don't judge people as, at least not as harshly as I did back in high school. And then I'm thinking like, dude, like whatever the fuck you want to like.
Dude,
it's not a bad show.
I'm not bashing My Little Pony. In no way was I was saying it's a good show. I thought you were just saying to defend.
No. I just think that that was the one thing that I'll take away from high school was that thought process, that event. That was a life-changing event for me.
Oh, no, you don't have to defend My Little Pony, but that sounds like manipulation.
Yeah, it was. Because it was.
Yeah.
Yes, because he did. And he did that on quite a few other things.
You're just like, wait, I'm gonna defend right now. There's this one time.
The one defense is that like he showed me something that I like, and that opened up my eyes. I'm not defending him as a person.
The means to the end, Robert. the way he got to it.
Hey, I said I had a point. I never said it was a good point.
Wait, look, I want to defend Brad. Now, this one time he asked me for $10 in cash, and I said no, and he said, "Well, Robert, do you hate the troops?"
Oh my God! That's kind of what happened.
That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. And he's like, "Were you a homophobe?"
He was a strongly opinionated dude. He knew how to stack the deck against you, man. He knew how to like play you like a fool.
He did, dude.
Play you like a fiddle.
He set your mind in the shadow realm, dude. Holy shit!
Yikes! Oh,
that is a big yikes.
how toxic.
That is
No,
toxic.
it was high school. Fuck it. I like the show now. That's all I've taken away from me.
Yeah, Robert, what are you?
God, the last time I saw that dude was when I was taking community college classes, and he literally pulled me aside because I kept seeing him. Like, we walked by and I wave at him, and he pulled me aside one day, and the only words out of his mouth were like, "Where the fuck have you been?" And I was like, "What's up, Bert? What's happening?" He's like, "Dude, we haven't hung out since like the first year of high school." And I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, man, we should hang out again." And he was just like, "What the fuck?" And he walked away, and I was like, "Do you want to hang out?" And he just never
Wow.
talked to me again. And I was like, "Huh, all right."
What the fuck?
Wow, dude. Robert, you
I should've did that too,
graduated.
actually.
You were a class ahead of us,
Super
right? Oh, okay.
No,
Oh.
you guys graduate. No, you and I graduated the same year, but I graduated over at Rosinante because I was a year ahead of you guys. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, we graduated at the same year in 2015?
I think so.
I
God, I can't
think-
even remember. It's been so
think-
fucking long.
I think you graduated earlier, Rob. Like by like 2 months, by like a month or two.
All right.
And then like you flash your degree and you're like, look what I did, and you started doing donuts in the parking lot.
I did! Oh, I did do that!
You did donuts? I'm so
I did donuts
jealous.
in a couple places with Dalen.
He's
Wait,
done a lot of
in your
donuts.
escort?
Like, not good donuts. No, with the
No,
old
in his
Jeep.
He did a lot of
Oh,
donuts.
yeah.
He
You had a
used to
sick
try to
Jeep.
shake me off. Yeah, he used to try to shake me off.
What was the name of that one guy who used to, like, make bombs? And he also made knives in his small home kiln.
Okay.
And like one time, I think I went to go pick you up, Dalen, and this was back when you were still in high school and I wasn't. I drove up, and he just ran at me like sprinting down like a monster, and then just like jumped on my Jeep, which had a lift kit. So I was surprised he jumped up that high and just face planted into my.
Was that Ty? That wasn't Ty.
You could
I
have
had to
been
bleep
Ty.
that. I just doxed him again. I gotta do a lot of bleeps, dude. From now on, for people who know it, like, we're just gonna create a code name for him.
I can't remember what his name was. Yeah, I think it was friends with Jess.
Maybe it was Ty.
That's the code. That's the code name is Jess.
Yeah, we have a
That
lot.
Ty
of
is
bleeps.
Jess?
No.
Ty was friends with Jess.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
Jess?
it was Ty.
Okay, alright.
I'm pretty sure it was Ty.
Alright, this is bleeped. We're bleeped. It's bleeped.
Bleep.
Oh
bleep.
shit!
Okay,
I can't-
okay. His name,
sorry.
his name now is Jesse.
Jesse.
His name's Jesse.
His name's Jesse.
But yeah,
So
no,
Jesse
Jesse.
came at you with a knife?
No, he just jumped up. He was just a
like,
crazy
something.
mofo. He was kind of on my energy because back then in high school I was a
On
hyper
my
like ass motherfucker.
He was
So I mean, I'd be like,
He was
"Yeah,
always-
we're gonna go make some knives." Yeah.
Yeah.
Was I just not there in high school? I don't remember Jesse being any sort of insane. I remember him
love
being
that.
It
soft
might have just been around me. I don't know.
soft spoken.
Around us. Usual hype around us.
Oh wow.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're different people around different other, because you gotta match other people's energies.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm not like a hyper goob around like 100% people. Sometimes I'm around my girlfriend, I'm real fucking calm.
Oh my
I'm not-
god!
she's the hyper-
Around my mom, you're like, "Well, hello there, Mrs.
Well-
Robbie the doggy. How are
Yeah.
you doing today?"
Yeah, it's like, hello, Mrs. Robbie the doggy. How are you doing? Oh my gosh, it's so nice to meet you. And I won't swear.
You never swear. That freaks me out. Because normally I hear like normally when we talk, or like you've been doing a lot better with the cursing lately, like
I have.
over the past few years. But it used to be we always said like fuck every 2 seconds.
I got better at switching it off around like authority figures.
I think I do that sometimes, but I'll let it slip. Back when I'll call him Tommy. For Dalen, you know the boy Tommy and his boyfriend. Yeah.
Let's find a better code name for that one.
I'm not
Johnny?
even.
Let's call him Joey. We'll call him
Wait.
Joey.
Who are
Joey.
we talking about?
It's one of our friends.
Oh,
But no,
okay.
so we went up to like a Christian camp. Like, we were just driving through, and this was before any of the kids were there, so we went out and we helped a whole bunch. And he had his Christian family there, and like, I was really like glad that I didn't cuss or anything because like, yeah, it's weird. yeah, there are different types where you switch into a different mood, you switch into a different attitude, and you switch into a different language for every situation.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's not that hard for me. I'm not like, I wouldn't say I have as high of an energy as you, I guess, in that sense. I don't know. Just be chill, man. Just be chill, always.
That is so. Oh my god! Back in high school, you could swear I was on crack.
You were pretty hyper. We were both hyper, but you had mine was like a consistent like loud energy. Yours was like surprising bursts. Like
it was quiet, and then all of a sudden, like, yeah.
It was like you were like a time bomb. Wait, like you were just ticking, and you were just like shaking, ready to explode.
Yeah. Oh man, you should have seen me back in middle school. Thank God. Like, I was worse in middle school. I got beat up because people thought I was so annoying back in middle school. Oh, I don't know what it was. Something just about energy or some shit.
Because Trevor's right. You're a homophobe.
You little homophobe.
You're a homophobe.
That's where all my energy comes from, is just this deep-seated hatred. I mean, I have all my friends who are homosexual, and I have my family who are homosexual, but no, I just build that energy up slowly over time.
Well, you don't like Ellen DeGeneres? What are you, a Nazi?
You motherfucker, you know that I used to go home and watch Ellen all the time.
Did you?
Yeah, with my mom.
Oh, yeah, you liked Ellen.
She watched Oprah for the longest time, and then she switched over to Ellen. She's like, "Come on, Robbie, baby, we're gonna go watch some Ellen." I was like, "Yes, Ellen, Mama, I love Ellen. She's the funny walking one who just makes all the dancing movements."
Was that a Regis Philbin impersonation?
She's the funny lesbian who does the funny dance moves. I love Ellen. Yeah, Ellen, get the guy who says "Damn, Daniel."
We do that voice sometimes where it's like, what the fuck was it? Oh yeah.
Did your mom switch after that Ellen controversy?
Happened in 2020.
No, the Ellen controversy was way early on, back in 1999, right?
What? No, when they found out she was a shitty person. 1999.
Robbie,
There was the quote in quote controversy where she came out, and a lot of people did have an issue with that.
No, not that one. No, I'm talking about the one where they found out she was a shitty person.
That happened in 2020.
My mom hasn't watched Ellen in
Yeah.
years, actually.
Really, she hasn't watched it in years. Okay. Yeah, 2020. That came out like last year. They found out she beats Chinese kids and like sweat.
No, it was just her peeps, from what they say.
It was everyone who worked in her studio, and they were like, "Okay, guys, like, working here is kind of toxic." And then some people spoke about how she acted towards some of the staff.
Trevor Morello.
She refuted
You gotta
it.
believe that too. What the fuck?
God, dude.
I hate this. I gotta really scrub through this one now. I gotta scrub through this one.
I'm so sorry, Alex. That blows.
No, you're fine. That was my fault. Okay, that's the last we speak.
Hey, I brought his last name up. I was like just making sure we had the right one.
Well, how many Trevors did we know?
I only
I
knew
can
the
think
one.
of two.
I can think of one.
People used to call, some people used to call me Trevor, because that's Robert backwards.
All right, okay, we're done.
Interesting.
We're done with that person. We're done. Anyways, but we were on that topic of Robert doing donuts with me on the side of the car.
Oh, dude.
Oh, that was so dangerous.
You guys just fucking idiots.
Oh yeah, we did
I've said
jackass type shit.
We did a lot of stupid shit. He always tried to shake me off in the parking lot.
I did. Oh
Yeah, dude, that's
my
ridiculous.
God.
That's so stupid.
You would have fallen on hard. You had the grip of a monkey.
So I had to survive. I had to live, dude.
You had to adapt to survive.
Yeah, fucking. I remember that. You always shook me. You always tried to shake me off, and like I got in, and you're like, "Huh, you're really hard to shake off."
Because I actually tried.
He could have fell off, rolled over under
I
the
would
back
beat myself
tire,
up from high school. I would have
and then
taken myself
crunch.
out to the corner, and I would have been like, "The fuck you doing, boy?"
are you doing,
Oh
man?
my
What are you
god.
doing? Did you want to hurt him? Be like, maybe.
Yeah,
And then I
like,
just
looking in the mirror.
bitch slap myself and I'd be like, get your fucking shit together.
Yeah, dude, I remember that. I remember, and then there was like a lot of there was a lot of times I rode on like the hood of your Jeep. There's like,
And I tried to shake you off like by driving into a low-hanging tree.
oh, wait, when did that happen? I forgot about that one.
Do you know the police station?
Yeah.
It was right between my house and the police station. You remember that?
You tried to shake me off.
What?
Man, could you imagine if you actually killed me?
I'm surprised we didn't die. Like, there were several times. That, like, what was it? I ducked my head out of the Jeep we were driving at night, and I was just listening to the wind. And all I heard, like, you were on the hood, and all I heard was, Robert! Robert! And I look up, and we're going straight for the curb. And I jump back into my car, and I just... Like, and you were on the hood. If I hit that would have been really bad.
I know, I should have been a splat on that tree, dude. I should have been a fucking splat.
But then again, we listened to like some of the stories that like, I'm not gonna say their names, but like the older guys that we knew who were like 50 and 60 years old, and when the shit they said that they did back in high school, it's like, holy fuck, we were kind of tame.
Yeah, we were. You know what? It's really surprising that we even though we look back at the stuff we did, we can still say we were actually tame.
Yeah.
That's insane. You guys are on a whole other level, like a whole other effing universe, a different timeline than I am on what I did in high school. I can't even think of the most dangerous thing I did in high school. Like high key, right? And you guys are saying this. What did these 50s and 60-year-olds say they did?
Well, some of them are really bad, like genuinely trying to hurt other people and animals.
Oh no. Okay, yeah.
The other things they did were just like, what was it? They drove actual cars off of like the mini cliffs and all that sort of shit out in Choke Cherry or some shit.
That's just casual rock climbing, man.
Yeah, no, it's just casual rock climbing. No, there was like, I think the most wild, stupid thing. I don't know what the dangerous, but I think we paintballed the sheriff's house. That one was.
Oh my god, I still haven't lived that one down. I hate it so much.
Wait, you guys or they did?
I did.
You
not only that,
the sheriff's house?
Well,
I didn't know.
What do you mean?
It was Halloween. Okay, so it was like a couple days before Halloween. Our good friend Trixie,
Ralph,
our good friend Ralph had he walked up to us and he was like, "Hey, Rob, I got a shiny dollar here."
Wait.
$4. It was like $4.65 or some shit.
Did I know Trixie?
You did know Ralph / Trixie.
Message their name. I need context. I need to understand this.
I don't think you knew them.
I need to be shocked.
I don't know if you knew him personally. Oh, not him.
Oh, yes. What do you mean? Okay. Yeah.
So
wait, what? Okay.
It was damn. Can you imagine that name? But it was Halloween, and Ralph came up to Rob with he was waving four whole dollars. And he said, "Hey, this got your name on it."
This got your name. I used to be such a whore for money.
He was pretty cheap.
$3 deal.
It was like, I thought it was like 45 cents.
It might have fucking been. I don't fucking remember.
There was change. There was pocket change in it.
There was pocket change. It was literally like change.
He had pocket change. He's like, "Hey, I got pocket change if you." So okay. So the premise is, me and Rob were hanging out, and I guess he finally got his paintball gun back from the. Was it confiscated from the police, or was it confiscated from your mom?
Not any of that before that situation. I think I had to repair it or something.
Okay.
You had to repair it, or was it
That
confiscated?
situation was when it was confiscated, and I've never gotten that back, and I will never get that back.
Wait, hold on. So it's Halloween. Trixie, Ralph, was just like, "Hi, Key, I'm gonna give you pocket change. Go paintball this house."
So we did it twice.
Well, he
Twice
said
in the same night.
so. No. So what he said specifically was, he gave me the change, and he said, "I want you to bring your paintball gun, bring it fully loaded, and we're gonna go paintball house." And I was like, okay, boss.
Well, you stole those paintballs too.
Oh yeah.
And the cartridges. You said, David, I'm gonna show you how to steal this. And
yeah.
That was when you showed me how you go over to the. I don't know if you were incriminating ourselves.
You really are.
Well, I think I think so much time has
You
passed that we're
lifted
legally not allowed to be
a statute of
persecuted for any of this
limitations.
stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So
And I will never condone any of this type of shit again. It is
Kids,
Kids don't-
these two are dumbasses.
Dumbass.
I never stole.
Wait, so Robert, you lifted the paintballs and the cartridges?
I was actually
From a
taught by my
store?
cousins how to steal this type of stuff. We stole paintballs constantly all the time.
God
Yeah.
damn.
And okay, so the premise of this, Robert he repaired his paintball gun.
Oh yeah,
He-
and I
he-
also stole the CO2 adapter.
Right.
Yeah.
I imagine so.
The whole
all
9 yards.
accessories. So Robert got his paintball gun back, or repaired his paintball gun, and he procured, quote unquote, the amenities needed to ensure his paintball gun operates correctly. Upon hearing this, our friend Ralph walks up to us and says, "Hey, Rob, I've got a good place you can use that. And I know exactly when we're going to do it." And Rob said, "When?" And Nick holds up a handful of pocket change and says, "Now, after school." And it's
On
probably
Halloween.
it's probably it's 2 days before Halloween. So the second time when we got caught was on Halloween. This first time was a successful one.
Oh
So-
my god.
So we drive over there. It's like wildfire. It's like out by wild. It's outside town. We're
Yes.
driving over there. I kind of just want to tag along. It's me and my friend and our friend Poland. Another Poland. I'll type his name in the chat too. So we
Thanks.
actually so
Yeah, that was actually his alias that only we know.
that was,
Yikes.
That was his. So he decided to tag along with us. So it was me,
That poor
Ralph.
kid. He hated my guts.
He did not find you enjoyable.
He did not.
He did not find you pleasant. So me, Ralph, Rob, and Poland all decide to go outside of town and to the specific house. And Nick says, "Okay, Rob, drive fast." So his Jeep is a canvas top. Ralph flips open the canvas top, flips it violently, gets up, starts firing at the house, screams "F you, pig." That should have been like the first sign that maybe we shouldn't go back. We just drive past, flip around, come back. Everybody's like super hyped and excited, and I was like, "Damn, that was dumb."
My dumbass thought was like, he said the pig word. It was like an animal.
Rob and Nick were "This is funny,"
It's
and
funny.
it's funny. And Ralph was like, "Hey, let's go back on Halloween." And that was a horrible idea because you never go back to the scene of crime.
Never.
We drive over there, and apparently it was a bright idea to stake out there 2 hours before we even do it.
Yeah. And actually, that was I'm gonna bite the bullet and say that was my idea. Actually, not coming early, but because we wanted to wait till dark, and Ralph said, "Hey, we should park somewhere else, dude. You're trying to park like right near the house." I parked maybe like a house away from the house
He did.
in this bright colored Jeep that's definitely recognizable.
Yeah. It's iconic.
So I get out and I'm like, shut up. It's all good.
So then they're like, I tagged along just to make sure they don't do anything too stupid. Me and Poland, but like,
Bullshit,
Ralph
you
was
wanted
like,
to see it happen. You were like, I want to
You
see
know
it
what?
kick the hails.
I remember explicitly. I was like, this is not a good idea.
Oh yeah.
I told
you did say that.
Ralph, I was like, this is not a good idea. You should not do this. And Poland was like, yeah, I agree. And I was like, I'm gonna tag along just to make sure nothing bad happens. Poland's like, same. So we're in the we get there 2 hours before. That was the stupidest thing. We get there 2 hours before we're gonna do it.
Yeah, really
Ralph
stupid.
says, "Hey, let's let's go out in those mountains and see if we can find some mica. And I was like thinking in my head, it's like, well, maybe we just don't do this. Maybe he changes his mind. And lo and behold, by the time we get back to the car, the police are already waiting there.
Like waiting at my car.
Like waiting at his Jeep, at the sacred Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
And
I was holding a bunch of pretty rocks of maca, and I was like, it's real pretty.
Yeah, and this was a happy time because the McRib came out, and it was a really nice time until this moment. And we come up, the police started interviewing us, and and it turned out to be the chief, like the head sheriff's house.
Mm-hmm.
That was the head sheriff's house that we paintballed. And after extensive interview, I got off clean. Poland got off clean. Ralph got charged, which apparently they dropped like years later.
What?
So he actually didn't get charged, but Rob was the only one who was actually charged.
Yeah.
Like with what? Like with vandalism?
Because it was my car and my gun.
How did they? So they were able to link up the earlier incident with you guys.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Yeah. When I got back to my dad's house, my dad was outside. And he was like, "What you dumbasses do?" And I was like, "I don't know, Dad." And he's like, "Don't tell your grandma."
Oh God.
Same thing with me. Like my mom's actually like relatively strict, but I just told her straight up what happened, and she was like, "Did you still want to go to the haunted house with your sister?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "What the fuck ever? All right."
I'm shook, man.
Because I talked to my mom like years later about everything else, and she has told me way worse stories about what her and her people did. And by her people, her whole posse, her little group of gangs.
You make it sound like they lynch. It's way worse what they do.
No, those were the other high schoolers back in her year, and that is not gonna talk about those fuckers. Ugh.
It's so weird. It's so weird. Our town is like a time capsule. It's almost like it's like the South has concentrated. It's like the South has concentrated in one point.
Yeah, I never thought it was just recently, I'd say 5 years ago, not even 5, 2 or 3 years ago, that like a couple homes on my street, you know it, were just waving around flags, like Confederate and like all this sort of shit, and I was just like, what the fuck?
There's a lot of good old boys. There's a lot of people pick up trucks with Confederate flags on it. There's a lot of Confederate flags there. It's so weird in an overall blue state. And then just it's literally like going across country to Georgia, but you don't have to go that far. It's like a 3-hour drive from where I am.
That's intense.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It's definitely just, I don't understand it. I don't even want to get talking about that because that's a whole other conversation.
It's like Narnia. It's like when you step in that wardrobe and you're in Narnia. But there's a bunch of good old boys in Bud Light.
Pabst Blue Ribbon, Budweiser, Bud Light. Occasionally, I have a few IPAs down there, you know? Some of the fruity good boys, you know what I mean?
Fruity good boys. All right. Well, we've been talking for an hour and a half. We got enough footage here. We got enough interesting things.
I hope so. This was fun. It's a good.
This was fun.
This was a good time. Good times had by all. For all of you watching currently right now, don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe if you made it to the end of this video. Or just do it before, you fucking lazy bastards. And don't forget to ring that notification bell for future naptime videos that are coming out. We're starting to get a little bit more frequent, and we're starting to get on top of things. We're rolling back into it. So thank you.
We're good. We're better now. Fucking love us, please.
We're better than ever. Naptime. We're not sorry, but...
Oh, no, I'm not sorry.
We're grateful. We're grateful.
I mean, I'm sorry about everything else that happened in our lives, but I'm not sorry about whatever the fuck we're talking and like how we're whatever's happening now. It's like,
it's about time. It's about time you guys watch these videos. Don't forget to show it to your friends for a nice hoot and holler. For you middle schoolers who want to learn some new things about what not to do in high school and or what to do in high school if you If
Don't
you,
do a majority of what I did. Just don't.
Absolutely don't do it. I swear. I promise. It's bad. It's bad news bears. It's bad news bears if you do.
Go
that.
join the Boy Scouts. Go join your tennis club.
Go join the army.
Well, JROTC.
14 is prime age to get in the army.
In some countries.
Okay, yikes.